Are you stuck in the pit fighting battles every day with your restaurant? Well, stick around. And I'm going to share with you 5 principles that's going to turn this fight around in your favor. And welcome to the Restaurant Coach Podcast. It is the cure for the common restaurant. I'm Donald Burns, the restaurant coach, author of the Your Restaurant Sucks trilogy, Savage Restaurant Success, creator of the TRC method, and founder of Warrior Restaurants. So this journey from the pit to prosperity's peak is neither linear or uniform. It requires more than just external change. It demands an internal transformation. And that transformation shift that bridges these two extremes is powered by the principles of truth anchored between the depths of human potential. So let's delve into these divine principles that define our path and empower our ascent to the freedom of having it all in body, being, balance, and business. So as your coach, I'm not here to give you a pass on your bullshit. We're going to dive straight into the 5 principles of power. And let me tell you something. Whoa, these are no fluffy life hacks. This is the hardcore shit that's actually going to pull you out of the abyss and shoot you straight to the peak of prosperity. Principle number 1, potential. So potential, what the hell is potential? Well, first off, potential is not some kind of abstract concept reserved for geniuses or folks born with a silver spoon in their mouth. It's not about where you come from, what you've been through, or even what you have right now. Your potential is actually what's bubbling underneath the surface, like a dormant volcano. It's those talents that you haven't fully tapped into, those abilities that could kick your life into high gear, and those passions that actually could really ignite your soul. But here's the kicker, they don't mean squat if you don't recognize them. And acknowledging them means getting real, like brutally real with yourself. So if you've got excuses, it's time to stop that shit. Excuses are like chains that bind you to the pit of mediocrity. Blaming the entire world for your situation, I mean, that's a cop-out. It's actually a way to avoid taking responsibility for your life. Yeah, life can be a bitch, but whining about it will not get you anywhere. So grab a mirror, look yourself dead in the eyes and say, I am the commander of this ship and I'm steering it straight out of this hellhole. I mean, your past, it's just that, the past. Here's the thing, your potential doesn't give a damn about your history. It's all about what you could become, not who you were. Your potential is the foundation. And here's the thing I want you to remember. Potential isn't some fluffy feel-good idea. It is the bedrock. It is your launching pad. It's the raw material that you're going to use to build the life and restaurant that you want. But here's the catch. You can't build shit if you don't know what you've got. It's kind of like trying to cook a gourmet meal without knowing what's in your damn fridge. So you start by taking stock of your talents, your abilities, and your passions. And please, don't just acknowledge them. Embrace them, own them, and put them to work. Potential is just like a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And remember, it's not about where you start, it's about where you're headed. Your potential doesn't care about your circumstances. It is a force waiting to be unleashed. So don't just sit there and stare at the walls of the pit. Climb the hell out of it. And when you do, take your potential and set it on fire. It's the first step on the path to prosperity, and you better believe it's a path worth taking. Principle number 2 is prosperity is the path. So first things first, let's get this straight. Prosperity isn't just about stacking up piles of cash. I mean, yeah, money's nice, but it's not the whole damn picture. Prosperity is about something bigger, something grander. It's about finding a purpose that's so massive, it makes your problems look like pebbles on the road. I mean, for instance, just imagine like your soul has a GPS. That's called purpose. And when you're lost in that pit of despair, it's your soul's purpose that's going to guide you out of that shithole. This isn't some kind of vague, wishy-washy idea. It is your North Star. It is the thing that makes you spring out of bed in the morning, ready to tackle the world. Now, a quick little side note, every year, Warrior Restaurants gets together for a signature workshop that we call Soul Purpose. And I'm telling you, it is a freaking game changer. Okay, now, you might think that scrubbing dishes, taking orders, doing paperwork is about as exciting as watching paint dry. But let me tell you something. When you've got a purpose that's driving you, those so-called mundane tasks, they become meaningful. I mean, you're not just cleaning dishes, you're providing a damn good meal for someone who needs it. You're not just taking orders, you're making people's day a little bit brighter. You're not just pushing paper, you're building something that matters. You're building your empire. Purpose is the freaking fuel that is going to propel you out of that pit and onto the path of massive success. And it's not about just scraping by and surviving another day. It's about thriving, about living your life to the fullest, about becoming the absolute best version of yourself. So stop thinking that prosperity is just about a fat bank account. It's about a fat, juicy purpose that is going to light a fire under your sorry ass. It's about realizing that life isn't just about existing. It's about living with a purpose so big that it takes you all the way to the peak of prosperity. Principle number 3, perspective. All right, now fasten your seatbelts and return your chair to its upright position because shit's about to get real. And here's the thing, I don't care if you don't like hearing it, but it's time for some tough love. Let's start with stories. I mean, we all have them. Stories about who we are, where we come from, where we're headed. But here's the kicker, and I want you to remember this. Most of these stories are pure crap. And here's the sad thing, they're not even our own stories. They're hand-me-down tales from parents, schools, society, you name it. By the time you hit middle school, your mindset has already been loaded and programmed with a bunch of FUBs. What are FUBs? Fucked up belief systems. Hashtag write this shit down. It's time for a little exercise. So grab a pen and paper or use your damn phone and write this down and put it somewhere you can see it. Change your story, change your life. I mean, tattoo it on your forehead if you have to, because this is your new mantra. It's time to burn those old scripts and write your own damn story. Remember, if there's no obstacles, there's no opportunities. Okay, now here is the meat and potatoes of it. How you see challenges, setbacks, and even your abilities can either make you or break you. When you see an obstacle, I want you to call it an opportunity. If you fail at something, you call it a stepping stone to greatness. I know, yeah, I mean, it sounds simple, and that's because it is. Stop playing the victim. Here's a little reality check for you. No one gives a damn about your excuses or your sad sob story. The world doesn't stop turning just because you had a rough day or because life decided to throw you a curveball. It's time to stop playing the victim and start owning your narrative. Take control of your story, because if you don't, someone else will. And here's the sad thing, they won't have your best interest in heart. So there you have it, principle number 3 in all its raw, no BS glory. Change your story, and you're going to change your entire life. It's time to rewrite that script and start living your story on your terms. Now, principle number 4, power. Now, let's get some real talk here, no nonsense shit here. First off, this isn't about flexing your muscles or relying on brute force. That's a rookie move. It's about working smarter, not harder. I mean, if you want power, you have to be smart about it. And you do that by starting with the end in mind. So for a second, just kind of picture this. Imagine you're at the bottom of this massive, massive mountain and you want to reach the summit. I mean, what's your first move? I mean, you don't just grab a backpack and start climbing blindly, hoping for the best. Hell no. You start with the end in mind. And then what you do is you visualize that damn summit and you work backwards from it. I mean, let's get real. Imagine that you're faced with a whole damn cow. Could you eat that beast in one gulp? Of course not. But here's the real truth. You can devour that cow one steak at a time. That's what breaking down your goals is like. You've got this massive, seemingly impossible task ahead of you, but you don't tackle it all at once. You cut it up into digestible chunks, just like slicing that cow into a little steak and then eating what you can that day. It's all about taking it step by step, savoring your victories along the way until you devoured that entire cow of a goal. So remember, whether it's a cow or a colossal big ass goal, you've got this one steak, one step at a time. And guess what? You know success is not going to be a casual Sunday walk down the river. I mean, you're going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to face hurdles, setbacks, and challenges that will actually make you question your sanity. But you know what separates the winners from the whiners? The ability to say, fuck it, I'll figure it out. So it's not just about working hard. It's about making calculated strides. It's about planning your every move, anticipating those hurdles like a seasoned warrior, and having a strategy that is as tight as a ship's sail in a storm. That's where your true power comes from. It's not some mystical force. It's your ability to see the whole damn picture and then dissect it into manageable chunks. You need to be determined to get shit done no matter what life throws at you. Principle number 4 is all about reverse engineered production. It's about having that big vision, breaking it down, and executing with ruthless precision. That's how you harness the power to claw your way to the very, very top. And I will tell you, this reverse engineering stuff, this has been my most powerful tool for getting results. I see a target that is so freaking clear that I can feel it happening, and then I mentally retrace the steps that I had to do to get there, and then that becomes my action plan. I'm telling you, restaurant success is not rocket science, it's just people science. And then finally, principle number 5, production. When prosperity decides to show up at your door, it isn't all sunshine and rainbows. No, it's more like a freaking avalanche of opportunities, challenges, ideas, and decisions all crashing down on your head. I mean, it's basically chaos on steroids, and you better be ready for it. But here's the deal. You can't let that chaos drown you. You've got to become the master of it. You need to know how to wade through that sea of possibilities and actually grab the ones that matter. It's like being in a hurricane, but still finding your way to the damn eye of the storm where it's calm and clear. I mean, abundance without direction, actually, that's about as useful as a screen door in a submarine. You've got to take that chaos, prioritize it like a boss, streamline your efforts, and turn that whirlwind into something real, something tangible. It's the only way to make abundance work for you. Now, don't you dare think that these principles of power are just some wishy-washy theory. Hell no, they are the hardcore, no-nonsense strategies that will shape your destiny and your restaurant. So you better embrace them, internalize them, and carry them like weapons in your arsenal. They're the bridge that spans the gap between despair and triumph, and they're gonna keep reminding you that power to transform your world is right freaking here inside of you. So get out there, my restaurant warriors, and own it like the badass that you are. Hey, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button before you leave, and please share this video with someone that you feel could really use the message. So, are you ready to break free from the chains of burnout and unlock the full potential of your restaurant? Head over to therestaurantcoach.com right now and watch a short film that dives deep into the transformative power of my unique blend of the Warrior's Way and my TRC method. Check out the Warrior Restaurants Conquest Program. It has a starting point for wherever your restaurant is at right now. If you're below 5% profit, you start with the gauntlet. Can't get past that 10% profit ceiling, then you want the Restaurant Owner Academy. Now, if you're doing really, really great, but you're having trouble scaling your brand, then you definitely want to go into the Restaurant Empire Builder. That's the one for you. So take the first step towards having a brighter future and a better restaurant. Head over to therestaurantcoach.com right now.